All right, so today we're taking a look at a piece from Myrna Hill, and it is about self-empowerment, live your life on your terms, own what's true, love what you do. She says there's approximately 1,500 words in this piece, and she looked it over and massaged it a bit. And I always like to ask my clients how much work they did with the piece so I kind of know going into it what we're looking at there and what their attitude was in sending it to me. So I highlight some of the things I want to talk about specifically, and it starts actually, the main part of this piece starts with this story about moving into a new house, getting it into shape, and then the dog was having difficulty knowing where she fit, which, oh, by the way, when I do these, you're going to hear some silences as I look at things again. I tried to do some pre-work on this, so there's not a ton of silences, but there might be a few. I also might pick up on some things that I didn't pick up on my first one go through, and this would be one of those things. I don't know what you mean by difficulty knowing where she fit. But little fur baby, I would just say our dog, or the dog was having difficulty. You don't want to mix up emotions, and you want to put a professional tone to this. So then you say, I purchased a round-shaped doggy mat that had a soft border to train her. She loves this little place that is padded and has a soft raised edge around the circle. The circle became a great way to calm her if guests were in the home or if she needed to be still while we ate dinner. I wrote that this could be shortened, and not only that, but I don't understand why you're saying all this information but missing the most important part, which I don't know how you get a dog to stay in a circle. I don't have dogs. I have cats. I can't get them to stay anywhere, but evidently it's this mat, a training mat. Does it a soft border? Is that what keeps her in? I don't know what's going on here. So I'm confused about that. And your confused reader will not continue. So I would both shorten this, but also make sure you express the point of how this works. One day after giving her the dog directions to get in your circle, just so you know, you need a comma there, I had an aha moment. And then just like the nervous energy my dog had displayed before getting into her circle, I realized that those same feelings can be part of not knowing how to respond in relationships. And I also realized that most of my clients had histories of feeling insecure, and helping them draw the circle could help them organize what matters. Woo! There is just a ton going on in this run-on sentence here. And you're doing what we used to call in the newspaper business about burying the lead. You put responding to relationships here in the middle. You also mentioned that you have clients. We don't even know what you do. Clients that feel insecure, help them draw the circle, could help organize. What are they organizing? So is this turning into like that chick that does the cleaning out things, or does it bring you joy? It's just kind of like a lot of mixed stuff going on here. So my overall advice is to what I call unpack this sentence. This sentence right here probably should be at least half a page, if not a whole page. So you can tell us, like, what do you have to do with relationships? What do your clients have to do? What does feeling insecure have to do with relationships? What does drawing a circle, what do you mean by that? And I know you're going to try to explain some of that a little bit later on, and also organize what matters in regards to what. I'm just very confused. So then here, just to point this out, you have something, this has become a very helpful concept for many situations. I just want you and everybody to strike the word very from your written vocabulary. Don't put it in anything. And then helpful isn't really, I think, the word you're going for here. One of my professors used to call this, she'd put WC on my papers, stands for word choice, meaning that you need a different word there. So a nod to Dr. Stansberry. Then, so you want to make that stronger here. Then we often need to access a safe place or way to calm our thoughts and feelings. How does this safe place and calming thoughts and feelings, what does that have to do with relationships? Or if that's what it's all about, calming down, then make this above here, don't mention relationships, and talk about calming things down. So what we want here is a nut graph, with which my editor that I learned so much in writing about, Peggy Hansen, used to say, that's, again, in the newspaper language, that's like one paragraph that tells you everything that's going on. Then went throughout this so far, you've used we a lot. I recommend that people don't do that, and instead use third person or you. And this is interesting. You did this a couple times. You have owning your circle could be the best remedy for our lives. So you mixed up, or you have both your and our, but this would obviously be your life, your business, but most of all in your relationships. So then you say, let's try it out. And I say, why? And the reason I put this here is because readers need to be not necessarily convinced, but encouraged to do little exercises that are coming up. And so you really have to say what benefit they will get from doing this exercise. So then you have something about taking a test drive here, I guess, like making an imaginary circle around yourself. Although you're not clear, a line instead of a line around yourself, do you mean draw a circle around yourself? And then here you say, now think of a recent situation that was difficult for some reason. And this for some reason is what we call wishy-washy language. So just say, think of a recent situation that was difficult. All right, that just makes it sound much stronger. Then here, your actions, then you put then and what you do now, but you want to make this consistent, is not the word I'm looking for, balance, kind of like what you did then and what you do now. So it's like da 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 da. It helps with the cadence of all of this. And then what problem are you facing now? And it's like, is this part of this test drive? Why is it a problem? I thought it was something that was difficult. And then is it different than now than it was before? So I'm confused. And then what relationship is causing you distress? But nowhere up here do you say it's about a relationship. So this really needs some clarity. I'm just uncertain what you are going after here. And then it just, here's something, another question. And you want to make any exercise like this simple to do, easy to do, keep it focused for one solution, and encourage the reader why they're doing it, and then recap what they should have gotten from that exercise. I'm not a huge fan of exercises, I have to tell you. In books like this, I would rather you direct them to your website, maybe to download some exercises that will help them out, rather than giving them a lot of work in the book itself. But yeah, like what I do when I tell somebody to say make a power outline, I describe what it is and then how to go about it. But I never really say, now do it for yourself. I just kind of move on, like, next you're going to do this. So they could actually do it for themselves in writing a book or not. So and make sure I wasn't like telling somebody not to do something that I do. Then again, you want to not use this we and that. I think that's just, you would know that once you go through it again yourself. We call this the royal we or the editorial we. You don't want to have it. Then you say, I've practiced this with many clients, used it with my family relationships, and help friends get clear on their next steps from problem to empowerment. I wrote how here. What I mean is, this is like a payoff sentence, but we don't know, you could say, well, first I did this and then I did this, or in the above example, here's how I solved my problem walking through this circle thing or drawing the circle around me or something. So show us how you apply this same exercise or technique for yourself. But instead you just kind of give this payoff sentence, but nothing, how did you do that? And when you're writing a book, which is part of a book, You want to show your expertise in action. So you don't want to just describe a problem and then jump. It's like, oh, if you do this, trust me, it works, blah, 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 without any, you want to show how it works, right? And more beyond telling people to do it because they don't know what they're doing. So instead, give them step-by-step how it works and why it worked. I guess maybe that's another word to have there. So then you tell them to give it a try right now, which I thought we just did. And then it's a problem you're solving or feelings or actions that you want to take. Again, it's just very muddy about what it is that you want the reader to do or think about. And then you introduce a new topic with healthy boundaries. So that's something new yet. Here you say, sentence of, many hours of therapy can be used to sort and clarify boundaries or clarify our boundaries. Oh my gosh, I would go running from the room or definitely quit reading this book. It's like, who wants to go through many hours of therapy? You want to be giving the reader some solutions here, not telling them that they're going to have to sit through many hours of therapy. It sounds expensive and like work. I think, again, though, you would have came up with some of this yourself if you had read through it a little bit more. You just kind of got some thoughts on the page and then sent it to me for the publishing lab. Then here you use, this is interesting, you use you introduce the circle as a different metaphor, and that lands in our circle. So that's different than what you were saying up above. So you want to be careful about that people don't get confused. And then you write here, I felt powerless most of that time because of my best ideas for other people were not effective. And then you didn't give us but then I did this or then I did that. So we're left thinking that you, the author, is powerless. And you never want to put that in the minds of your readers, because why should they listen to you? It's okay that, one time you felt powerless, but then you have to describe in vivid detail how you no longer felt that way applying these techniques. Otherwise, this is our lasting memory of you. Baby steps begin, here's the sentence, baby steps begin when we get tired of caring more about what others do about their problems. I don't know what that means. It's like a couple of concepts that you're trying to do there. You're introducing yet another topic here about living a clean, energized, and effective life. And then there's more steps of things to do. Step 1, and making these, affirmations or something for yourself. So again, that is work for the reader, and they don't know why they're doing it. So overall, Myrna, with these ideas, I just think that you want to go back through these and clarify what you're saying and really think about what message do I want the reader to get from this? And how am I positioning myself as an expert? Now, the dog story, I think that kind of you saw it happen. You're like, oh, here would be a great analogy, but I'm just not sure if the analogy works because I don't know, first of all, how this situation worked with the dog. And then I don't know how to apply it. You gave me steps to do, but I don't know why it's beneficial to do those steps. Okay. Hopefully that helps you out. I don't mean to sound too rough, but then again, I got to tell you, I got to call them like I see them. And this definitely needs some work. All right. Take care. Talk to you soon. This is Donna Kozik, and this has been our publishing lab. And this has been our first volunteer, actually, for the publishing lab. And I think that if you apply these things, that you will have a better result with your book.